All right, on this episode of Bowks Talking Bouts, big shout out to the sponsors here, Sovereign Extracts, great options for CBD cartridges, THC, hybrid options, CBD oils, and the like. Also, check out USG Canada, putting out great apparel for boxers, MMA fighters, and for fans alike. We've got a big fight card going, BKFC 12. It's happening on September the 11th. It goes on the Bare Knuckle TV app, and we've got Julian Lane taking on Thiago Alves. And I've got Thiago on the show right now. How's your day going so far there, Thiago?
It's going pretty good, man. How about yours?
Oh, my day's going great. Appreciate you asking, and also wanted to, give a little bit of a belated shout out to the whole, anniversary with your wife and everything like that. It was good to see the 5-year anniversary there on your Instagram a bit ago.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, man. Hopefully all that was great, but it was kind of like a funny sort of thing too. Like I'd seen a recent interview before where you were talking about you and your wife had seen some BKFC stuff, and she's like, "Oh, you're never gonna end up fighting that." But then ended up seeing some of the money that comes with it, and she's like, "Yeah, all right, you can do that there." So great to see that there, man. And yeah, it just seemed like when you made the press conference comment too, like joking around about like how it's akin to like if someone grabs your wife's butt, then it's time to throw down. It seems like you really made a big impression with that, press conference and stuff like that. Like, have you been sensing the level of, I guess, fanfare and intrigue heading into your bare knuckle debut here, or at least under the BKFC banner?
Yeah, I mean, thank God throughout all my years, all my years of MMA, I built up a good, platform. Everybody knows I can always come to fight, and making the switch to bare knuckle boxing, I think, and I'm bringing a little bit of my fan base, to bare knuckle boxing, which is amazing. That's what I want. I want to help, the company grow. I want to help, the sport grow as well. And when it comes to, it's a little bit, you get cut a lot. That's the reality of it because, it's just bones and knuckles, against face and everything. Flesh is very fragile. But besides that, it's a very safe sport, and I'm not really worried about getting cut or anything, So if the money makes sense, man, I'll fight anybody, and we're excited. We're excited to take on this new journey. I'm still young enough to make a big impression on this business, and I'm excited to see how far I can go.
Yeah, and I understand you'd checked out the February 14th show, the one when Hector Lombard fought. What was it like to just check out like the production itself, just how the show was run on a live level and kind of being there in that sort of regard?
I come from, 14, 15 years of UFC, you used to the top of the top, everything's so organized, everything's so on point, I knew exactly what's going to happen on the day that I get in the plane to the day that I land, on fight week. And I've seen the way that they ran, the show in February. It makes me very happy, to see that I'm in the right place, to, be very professional, make good money and make a good impression out there, really trying to, diversify the crowd in BKFC and, again, just trying to build the sport even more. So I'm excited, man. I like everything I've seen so far, and I'm ready to represent, on 9/11.
Yeah, absolutely. And I gotta wonder too about the opponent switch. Like, does that do anything to like adjust how you're approaching this fight at all? Are you one of those guys that kind of focuses on your own efforts and the opponent is kind of inconsequential in a sense? Like, what was the, I guess, mentality when you found out that, Phil Baroni would be removed from the card and that Julian Lane would be stepping into his role?
It was a little bit of last minute change. I didn't know, honestly, until I saw it online. Honestly, I guess there was some miscommunication between my management and their management. I literally found out. I took a nap, I woke up and looked at that, Instagram, and I saw that my opponent changed, and then I reached out to my people and said, "All right, it would be nice, to know that." The opponent changed, but no worries, I'm prepared. When you're ready, man, it doesn't really matter who you fight. The only difference is, how you go about the fight. And the good thing about Lane is he has a lot of fights in bare knuckle boxing, so we're able to actually come up with a phenomenal strategy, to pick him apart, and put him away. So I actually like this matchup better because the guy has a lot more experience. He's hungry, he's younger, he's going to come to throw down, and that's exactly the fights that I want.
Yeah, I mean, he was infamous for that whole "let me bang bro" quote from The Ultimate Fighter. I feel like you'll indulge his wish in that regard.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're definitely going to bang. So, there's no need to keep saying that. It's going to happen. So just save your energy and come ready to throw down.
And I'm curious, too, just with BKFC's last show having like a reduced capacity kind of dynamic to it, do you know if there's going to be a limited amount of fans in attendance for this one?
Yeah, David said it's going to be about 50% capacity, but to keep everybody safe, they're going to probably do it 35-ish, so it won't be a full venue, but I know my people here from South Florida is going to come and represent and pack the house as much as they can.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be a great thing to see out there. And I was noticing on your Instagram a few weeks back, you were working on your southpaw stance a fair bit. I'm kind of wondering, like, what other things you've been working on with this particular camp. Like, what's a specific area of your game that you've been refining beyond the whole working on your southpaw stance facet I mentioned there?
It's a whole new fight for me. I'm used to have so many different tools and so many different other things to worry about. Now it kind of narrowed down a little bit in how, I'm going to go about with the tools that I have available for me for this fight. And it's fun, man. It's really fun. I've always been a huge fan of boxing. I love the swing science. I'm a striker by trade. I love throwing kicks because it just comes naturally for me. But if you look at it, I'm very precise with my hands. I don't really waste a lot of punches. If I'm going to throw a punch, I know I'm going to land. So it's just a matter of, be able to put everything together, and have fun with it. I'm at, this stage of my career now that I'm happy with everything that I accomplished, in MMA. I mean, the only thing I didn't do was become a world champion. And I was fighting at the gold time in MMA, I fought the greatest welterweight of all the time, George St. Pierre, came out short, but was one of the best fighters in the world one of the best fighters in the world for a very long time, and I'm excited, man. Right now, it's all about getting paid and having fun. So, I got a few tricks under my sleeve that I'm going to be able to put it together. Me and my team have been, straight up training boxing as soon as I signed the contract. And it fits me well. I think this, fighting style, the ring being a little smaller, the 2 minutes, 1 minute rest, it's crazy. I never had this, ability to just explode and rest, explode again and rest. So that kind of fits my body type as well. I have power in both hands. So I'm excited to just put everything together, and to see how much damage I can do.
Yeah, and I'm curious how you navigate preparing for something like this too, because like a lot of, bare knuckle fighters talk about how you really have to, pick your shots because you could, very well break your hand hitting a certain part of the skull, but you also want to drill certain things in a sparring context to kind of get the sense of what it's going to be like when you're live out there. So are you doing some level of like pulled back bare knuckle sparring? Is it like working with the big gloves a lot and then navigating certain things when you get out there? Like, how are things being worked out on that end of things?
It's a mix. We do a lot of 7 ounces MMA gloves, boxing and drills, and then we put big gloves. I never wear headgear, so it's nothing new to me in a way, because when you fight MMA, you're pretty much fighting bare knuckle, right? It's just a 4 ounce of glove. The distance is pretty much the same. You have to be, totally in to connect. And being a little shorter, fighting all these taller guys, I'm always able to, close that distance very well and connect my punches and my kicks the way I have to. So it's going to be a little bit of adjustment because it's something new, something that I haven't done it, before. I mean, I fought bare knuckle before, but it was MMA, so you could kick, you could elbow, you could headbutt, you could do everything, but that was way back then. But I don't think it's going to be that much of adjustment. It's going to be second nature because I'm a fighter at heart, and that's like truly the purest form of fighting, it's hand to hand. It's everybody has a chance because, it's just 2 hands against 2 other hands, and we're going to meet in the middle, we're going to knuckle up, and but I know I'm better technically everywhere than Lane, besides just have a little bit more experience, I have a lot more experience when it comes to fighting itself. And I think it's gonna be a good night for me.
Yeah, and I was gonna mention that because I'd seen in a prior interview your first 5 MMA fights were bare knuckle. I mean, like you said, there were certain facets where headbutting was allowed and whatnot. But is there a level of confidence you have being in a prior bare knuckle competitive setting and kind of heading into this?
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, you're confident. You build a confidence in training. I train my ass off for this fight. I'm prepared. I'm ready, and I'm not afraid of getting hit. I'm not looking forward to get hit, but and I'm not afraid of getting hit. I'm not afraid to get caught. It happened many, many times in my career before. So I'm gonna be precise. I'm gonna be fast. I'm gonna be explosive. And I'm gonna put him away for sure. By third, fourth round, he's gonna be done.
I love the confidence and focus heading into this, but I'm kind of curious too, because I've seen regular work over the years being done with, American top team and stuff like that. I'm kind of wondering on like a coaching level and a sparring partner level, like who are you predominantly working with ahead of this fight here?
I'm always working with everybody in the gym, but my main training partner for this one was one of my coaches, that is a former, Muay Thai, two-time Muay Thai world champion. I have one of my main training partners, Leandro Apollo. He's a UFC vet, fought everywhere in the world. He's actually a pro boxer as well, has a lot of experience. So, again, it's not, you can't really overthink this as much. You can't really get too technical, especially if you don't have that feeling, before. I never fought before, so I'm going to take my time the first, first 2 rounds, and then after that we'll pick it up and we'll see how it goes. But I'll be ready to fight right off the back. I can't really say how it's going to go because it's something that, I haven't done it, yet, but I'm very confident that it's going to be second nature. And, I train with the best team in the world, and we're fully committed to bring this new belt, to the gym. So I got a lot of backing behind me, Dan Lambert always been, my godfather, always support me in everything that I need when it comes to fighting, when it comes to representing, the Banner American top team. I'm very proud, I'm very happy, and I'm very prepared, for Friday night. So, I mean, again, it's not really much to think about, it's just time to get it done.
Absolutely, and you mentioned, it being second nature. Like from what I've been able to tell with BKFC, a lot of mixed martial arts fighters have transitioned pretty well into it, and it seems like the Greco-Roman work from mixed martial arts, like those clinch exchanges, it translates well to the, clinch times and opportunities allowed in that BKFC rule set there. Do you agree with that characterization? And if not, like why do you think MMA fighters have generally been doing well in transitioning to BKFC?
I think it's a few things, definitely the grappling aspect of MMA, it helps, but also just the full ounce of gloves, there's a lot of stuff that you can do, with big gloves that you cannot do with full ounce of gloves, so it's a more of, head movement, getting your distance, getting your footing under you, to make sure you can throw precise and hard punches, and that's what I'm known at, I don't really dance around too much, I'm really good at getting in, and make damage and getting out. So I think it's going to be a very good fit for my fighting style. And but we won't know for sure until Friday night. But I'm excited to see how it's going to go, and I'm prepared, man. I'm ready to go. Training camp is be amazing. I'm only 9 pounds over, the weight I got to make on Friday. And that's been, that's never happened before. This is the lightest I've ever been, leading up to a fight. So I'll be with the full gas tank, 100% violent and ready to go to, bring this win to us.
Yeah, and I'm definitely excited for this fight here, man. And I think that's a shared sentiment among a lot of fans out there in the combat sports world. But you've been really good with your time, and I want to be mindful of the rest of your schedule today. So is there anything you want to add kind of as a parting thought as we're wrapping up here, Thiago?
No, I'm just grateful, man. Grateful and thankful, to be able to do what I love, to be able to, give a phenomenal life to myself and my family. It's just gratitude, just having fun with the ride, and just nothing more to do but getting it done now.
Well, it sounds like you're in a great place, man, and I think people are going to be in a great place when they check out the Bare Knuckle TV app on September the 11th here. BKFC 12, we've got Julian Lane and Thiago Alves towing the line. Thanks again for all the time and insights there, Thiago. Best of luck with the remaining part of preparations as you head into this fight here, and just also have a good rest of your day, too.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.